The first use case you think about blockchain is payments, right? So that's the first thing you want to do is show that you can secure a payment mechanism, just like Visa, MasterCard, but much more secure, without middlemen, take away the fees, offers economies of scale. So the more people use it, the cheaper it gets. The way we view the future of value in the long term, 3 to 5 to 10 years, we view layer 1 blockchains will essentially become like the new republics. These will be the new mechanisms where all the value is going to proliferate to the future. There'll be the layer 1 blockchain, there will be the mining market, there'll be the dApps, and there'll be tokens. So the lower you get in the stack, the lower risk you have, but the lower rewards. The highest risk reward will be on the layer 1 blockchain, because that's where all the value will flow up. But it's highest value, highest risk. We view layer 1 blockchains, which is Bitcoin, Syscoin, Ethereum, as court systems. They need to be combative to the external forces that we don't control, even in the software world. In the real world, like inflation, hyperinflation, wars, these systems need to be secure from that. And this is why we view Bitcoin as the gold standard for security and decentralization. What else does the world need? What else does the world cherish when you have something like Bitcoin? How can we extend that to something else where we can take advantage to build real world utility? This is where Ethereum comes in. For me, Ethereum is a gold standard for flexibility or general computation. We're trying to stick to the gold standards we know the world's going to cherish and develop on, and we put those two concepts together. And this is what Syscoin is.
What's up, people? Hotep Jesus, we back. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Calibrating the mic. What up, people? In case your first time here, I am
that Hotep Jesus dude. That Hotep Jesus. That Hotep Jesus. That Hotep Jesus. That Hotep Jesus dude.
What up, people? What up, people? Welcome to today's stream. Shout out to my people watching on Rumble. We're simulcasting. What up? If you could see me on Rumble, type something in the chat, Rumble chat, so I can see you. YouTube chat, I see you. What up, y'all? All right, we got a lot to talk about today. First of all, shout out to our sponsor, Syscoin, best of Bitcoin, best of Ethereum. If you'd like to build on the blockchain, one of the most superior blockchains out there. I mean, people who have staying in the game, a lot of experience, wonderful technology, extremely smart individuals building some great technology. If you want to build on the blockchain technology, go to hotepjesus.com, hit the Syscoin logo, fill out the form. Somebody from Syscoin will get in contact with you shortly. They are incentivized to do so. That's hotepjesus.com. Hit the Syscoin logo, fill out the form, and start building on the Syscoin blockchain. They are incentivized to help you build your blockchain dreams. That being said, we're going to hop right into our first topic today, which is the SEC versus library, or library versus the SEC, which is a very interesting topic. You guys know I like the geeky topics more than the celebrity drama, but I got a little celebrity drama we'll get into today. We'll get into some Ben Shapiro versus Candace Owens stuff. Stacey Abrams blaming black men for her problems. Keisha Lance Bottom corroborating that. So we're going to talk about all that and more. Shout out to our sponsor, Men of Order. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to the whole Men of Order team. For all things men and masculinity, go to menoforder.com. Okay, Rumble can see me. Wonderful. Good deal. All right, let's start right into this stuff here. So I'm not going to read from the news article because, well, that just wouldn't be brainy enough. We're going to go based upon the actual document, the actual court document published today from the SEC. This is the Security and Exchange Commission's versus library. So memorandum order says security, just spoiler, library lost his case. This is really big news for the crypto community. What is classified as a security, what is not. I have a feeling Library made some missteps here, but let's take a look at it. So it says SEC contends that Library Inc. offered and sold unregistered securities. That's what we're talking about here, unregistered securities, in violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933. For all my educated people out there, you know how big this year was when it comes to monetary policy and many other things. Specifically gold. The repricing of gold, I should say. Basically what SEC is saying, this is my block, and you know, and if a drug deal goes down, I want in. You know, stealing that from the movie New York. What's the name of that movie? Something New York, whatever. But yeah, SEC says, you know, if there's some money being exchanged, I want in. Pretty gangster, right? Pretty freaking gangster. Shout out to all my super chatters. Appreciate you supporting the channel. I'm gonna shout out my cash appers in a little bit too. Okay, let's see. Library responds that it does not need to comply with the Securities Act because its alleged security, a blockchain token called LBC, is not a security at all. Instead, it argues that LBC functions as a digital currency that is an essential component of the Library blockchain. Library also asserts that the SEC's attempt to treat LBC as security violates its right to due process because the agency did not give Library fair notice that its offerings of LBC are subject to security laws. The parties have filed cross motions for summary judgment addressing both issues. King of New York. Thank you. Christopher Walken. Yes. King of New York. Classic. So let's go into the background. It says the nascent technology known as blockchain operates this is the background on what blockchain technology is. Let's skip that part. Development of Library Number. Library began as an effort to harness blockchain technology to allow users to share videos, images, and other digital content without a centralized host such as YouTube. So this is a parallel economy app, trying to circumvent the YouTube overlords and giving people another place to share their content. So it says right here, Library credits, or LBC, is the native digital token of the Library blockchain. It is used to compensate miners, but it can also be spent on the Library blockchain to publish content, create channels that associate content with a single user, tip content creators, purchase paywall content, and boost channels or content in search results. Now, I will say that I was in touch with the LBC or the Library company once upon a time. They asked me to join the network. They incentivized me with LBC. Hotep Jesus does not accept cryptocurrency as a payment unless it is Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Syscoin. Any shit coin, you're just not going to be able to bribe me with. You're going to have to give me that good old Federal Reserve note. So I declined to work with them based upon that and some other parameters, but they were offering this in exchange to influencers to help pump their platform. So I was a part of that at one point, and we'll see how they talk about that later on in this document. Users generally must pay a fee in LBC in order to interact with the Library network for anything beyond viewing free content. Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. The Library network was designed to eventually have a circulation approximately of 1 billion LBC. So that's the creation. How many tokens or coins per se that they have issued. Most of the LBC will be released in the future to compensate miners. But when Library blockchain launched in 2016, Library reserved a pre-mine of 400 million. So basically they kept 400 million not disclosed, not circulating, right? These are pre-mine, not circulating. We're going to keep these in-house. And it says here for itself. Now, this is, I would say, somewhat common for people to do this when they launch these tokens. What their intentions are with this 400 million is another story. Sometimes people keep them for themselves because when the coin pumps, they can sell them and make a lot of money, etc., as we've seen with some other crypto tokens. I can't remember that big case that happened earlier this year. Anyway, it then sorted its LBC into 3 buckets: 200 million into a community fund to be used for spreading usage and adoption, of the network for rewarding early adopters, recruiting producers, and rewarding contributors to the community. So this is, like I said, this is where I was looped in on this project. $100 million into an institutional fund to allow for the formation of institutional partnerships, as well as for grants and donations to nonprofits and other NGOs with similar values as library, and $100 million into the aptly named operational fund to be used for operational purposes. So it talks about how the company was funded in this section. So it says, to date, the company has spent approximately half of its pre-mined LBC through various transactions. And there's another document explaining that. Library assigned $2 million of its pre-mined LBC to Pillar to extend the company's debt financing. So Pillar is one of the investors that they mention up here somewhere, right here. Right. C token issuance. It sold 1.7 million LBC to 3 other entities. Flipside Crypto, a company that identifies, acquires, and stores cryptographic assets for investment clubs. And a pair of online trading platforms, Shapeshift and CoinEx. So, again, I'm not sure what to think of this, but to play devil's advocate, when you sell your tokens, I'm assuming this is for those good old Federal Reserve notes, and you sell it to a company that is selling it to investment clubs, well, you're running into the case of being classified as a security at that point. And the token is going to be used sort of as a security because people are speculating on it if they're a part of investment clubs. So Library quarterly credit report, it sold more than 9.8 million LBC to the public directly through library applications, and another 44.1 million LBC through various digital asset trading platforms. Seaboon Pay agreement, and it used 142 million LBC to incentivize users, software developers, and software testers, as well as compensate employees and contractors. All right, let's see. Here we go. The enforcement action. The SEC brought this enforcement action in March 2021. The agency's sole claim is that libraries' unregistered offerings of LBC violate sections 5A and C of the Securities Act. The SEC seeks injunctive relief, disgorgement of monies obtained through libraries' offerings, and civil penalties. Yeesh. Oh, man. Standard review. Okay, so this is the standard of review. Summary judgment is warranted only if record is construed. The light most amiable non-movement presents. No, that's boring. Where are we at? Okay, so it says right here, the mere existence of some alleged factual dispute between the parties will not defeat. No, when the parties, no, where's the good stuff? Right here, analysis, my bad. To establish a prima facie, or facie, I forget how to pronounce that, violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act, the SEC must prove that library offered or sold securities in interstate commerce without filing a registration statement. Library does not challenge SEC's contention that it offered and sold LBC in interstate commerce without registering its offers with the SEC. So they basically say, yeah, we did do that. Nor does it argue that its past offerings fall within an exemption to registration requirement. Thus, the only issues impending of finding that library violation of Section 5 are library's claim that it did not offer LBC as security and its argument that it was not given fair notice that it needed to register its offerings. So this goes back to the whole thing of ignorance of the law, whatever. All right. So did library offer LBC as security? When Congress adopted the Securities Act, now pay attention right here, it enacted a definition of security sufficiently broad to encompass virtually any instrument that might be sold as an investment. This is what the Securities Act did. Really? So they specifically enacted a definition of security to be broad, to encompass virtually any instrument. Again, Frank White. If something gets sold, I want in. King of New York. That might be sold as an investment. Gangster. That's gangster. And this is Congress passed this. This is our beloved Congress. This is our senators. This is our House of Representatives. Congress. One such instrument is an investment contract in which the Supreme Court defined in SEC a contract, transaction, or scheme whereby a person invests his money in a common enterprise and is led to expect profit solely from the efforts of the promoter or a third party. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but usually when people get involved in cryptocurrency, they are speculating. They are looking to get a return. Consistent with the broad reach of the Securities Act, this definition embodies a flexible rather than a static principle, one that is capable of adaptation, So this is just, just going to be moving the goalposts whenever they see fit. To meet the countless and variable schemes devised by those who seek to use the money of others on the promise of profits. We're going to get into Stacey Abrams in a little bit here. We got to start these streams off with a little geeknology. The focus of the inquiry is on the objective economic realities of the transaction. Okay, I want to see. Okay, here we go. The SEC identifies multiple statements by library that it claims led potential investors to reasonably expect that LBC would grow in value. Now, this is important right here. Grow in value, right? This speculation as the company continued to oversee the development of the library's network. So I'm looking for like some evidence that they did this. Library minimizes the significance of these statements and points to its many disclaimers that it did not intend for LBC to be purchased as an investment. But the SEC is correct. Library has, at key moments and despite its protestations, been acutely aware of LBC's potential value as an instrument, and it made sure potential investors were too. Okay, so it says when Library launched in June 2016, LBC's market capitalization was a healthy $140 million. This is why you got to be careful when you start, measuring things in dollars and transacting in dollars dealing with the crypto. Things can get, you just basically fall under the, you definitely fall under the jurisdiction of the SEC, United States government, and the Fed, and all of that. FinCEN, et cetera, although FinCEN's more like AML laws. Okay, so this, despite the network's relative infancy and limited usability, by the following month, LBC's market capitalization ballooned to a 1.2 billion. So from 140 million to 1.2 billion. In response, Library issued a blog post reflecting on LBC's skyrocketing value, and this is their first mistake. Library captioned the post 1.2 billion market cap, and we don't care. I think they try to do this maybe to cover for themselves, but the fact that you published this, it's just like, oh man. It began by touting the rapid growth in LBC's value, but frankly acknowledged that it could not say whether the current valuation was justified. At that point, only 3 videos were available on the blockchain. What? Only 3 videos were available on the blockchain, each produced by Library itself. Oh, man. And Library staff were hard at work frantically debugging and developing its product. Well, Library did claim to know, though, that the long-term value proposition of Library is tremendous, but also dependent on our team staying focused on the task at hand, building this thing. It then disclosed the post by announcing a policy of neutrality with respect to LBC's price, but plainly stated that over the long term, the interests of Library and the holders of LBC are aligned. Okay, so that's one piece of evidence against them. In August 2016, COO John Feiner emailed a potential investor explaining that the company was currently negotiating private placements of LBC with other investors and asked the recipient to write him back if there was interest so the two could chat. The thrust of the email, Library credits now trading, is clear. After briefly noting that the platform was up and running, the CEO explained how LBC being traded on major crypto exchanges and that trading volume is moving at a healthy clip. The opportunity is obvious, wrote the COO. Buy a bunch of credits, put them away safely, and hope that in 1 to 3 years, we've appreciated even 10% of how much Bitcoin has in the past few years. He wraps up by pitching Library's commitment to building his network. If our product has a utility you plan, the credit should appreciate accordingly. Oh, man. Ooh. Damn. Yeah, they got him right there. They got him right there. You see, when you operate in cryptocurrency and you have, the thing people always say is, what is the utility of this said cryptocurrency, right? So what you want is the utility to sort of, I guess, generate interest in purchasing the credits. And as a result, the value of these credits will rise because they have scarcity and they have usage, right? So supply and demand type situation. So that's supposed to happen naturally, but you're not supposed to talk about the price. You're supposed to talk about the technology. Hey, look, this thing is being used to rival. We're a YouTube competitor. And these things, the credits are used to incentivize people, boost things, We have our own internal economy. But when you say to another investor, put them away safely and hope that in 1 to 3 years they've appreciated even 10%, now you're in trouble. Okay, so now by November 2016, LBC's price was down and some LBC investors were getting jittery. Jeremy Kaufman, Library CEO, published a blog post titled Acritypical, the CEO of Library on the price of LBC, outlining his view of Library's condition, Library's price was low, he contended, because of simple economics. The supply of LBC entering circulation through mining was outpacing the demand for the tokens. He explained was the barest minimum proof of concept possible. Library still stressed its long-term goal of building a product that is compelling enough to change people's habits, replacing YouTube and Amazon. And while investors were unlikely to make a quick buck, encouraged them to hold onto their LBC or spend it in some of Library's great content. Wow. So just kind of, I don't know where the attorneys were, but they should have had a real good talk with their attorneys at that time. But this is 2016. If this is 2016, when did this blog post go out? 2016. Okay, so this is 2016, November 2016. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think the big boom, that was the year that Bitcoin, let's see here. BTC price 5 years. That big boom was 2017, wasn't it? It was right here. Yeah, 2017. Yep, I know it. That's when Bitcoin hit 20K. I remember because that was the year I got it. Wow. Yeah. So this is the year. So to give you a little bit of background, 2016 is the year before Bitcoin had that real big boom. So nobody's really paying attention to crypto, which is why you can tell they're kind of a little bit sloppy here. Damn. So this is the year before the boom. Now, 2017 comes, Bitcoin booms, everybody's in, a lot of retail investors hop in, and, now everything is booming. I don't even have to read the rest of this and the rest of the evidence. They already look like they lost this case. I don't even got to look at the rest of this. This is my first time looking at this document. I want to pull it up and just go over it with y'all. But yeah, if I'm a judge and I'm looking at that and, I'm on the side or I have to rule on this based upon a precedent set by Congress. Yeah, Library got to register with the SEC. When you start sending emails like that to people and you start publishing blog posts like that, you're definitely in the wrong. But I think Library's argument was that they were supposed to receive notice from the SEC. I'm not sure how that. I have to, talk to some crypto attorneys and see how, what they say about this. But apparently, what they're saying is that, SEC, they're supposed to have some sort of notice from the SEC before the SEC takes action. And, I just don't know about that. Anyway, all right. So we know what happened with that. Crypto community, we're on alert. I don't know. So I don't think this hurts the crypto community as far as things being classified as securities. I mean, that's just, I think you just got to watch how you move when it comes to crypto. But that certainly doesn't help. All right, let's go to Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. Then we'll talk about the story of the day. Stacey Abrams. So, ever since Ye has shaken the world up with his controversial opinions, things have gone a little awry. And, Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens had a little spat. So this all starts with a Max Blumenthal tweet. And he says, what do you say? I don't even want to read it because I don't even want to violate, terms and conditions over here. But I'm sure you guys seen the tweet. So Candace Owens responds to it. And I don't want to read that because that is just spicy as hell. But Ben Shapiro says here, but retweeting Max Blumenthal, who spends his life covering for Jew haters and stumping for Israel's destruction, makes the conversation significantly worse. It's garbage. All right. And then Candace Owens responds, I don't know who Max Blumenthal is, but I do know that you have my number and could have informed me in earnest. Real relationships should trump Twitter theater. Let's set a better example going forward. Now, let me go ahead and just pretend like my opinion on this matters. Both of them are wrong. Candace is wrong and Ben is wrong. I think Ben is more wrong, but Candace is wrong too. And I'll tell you why. First of all, Candace is right. All you had to do is text and be like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Da, 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 da. This your employee, right? This is y'all on the same side, whatever. And, maybe they have this spat publicly because, it draws up, what did Tupac say? All promotion is good promotion. So this could be a grift. If I was to put my tinfoil kufi on, this could be a grift to make more people sign up for Daily Wire, tune in to Daily Wire, tune in to Candace Owens and the Ben Shapiro fiasco to make themselves more relevant. Because you got to remember, a lot of times entertainment is the WWF. OK, let's just be honest. Even sometimes rap beef is WWF. It's manufactured around record sales. Right. So that's just to give you guys a little, something to think about, a little nugget to think about. But assuming this is organic and not contrived, Ben is wrong. You just, you hit Candace up. But then Candace Owens responds here when she had the opportunity to just text Ben and be like, yo, Ben, like what the deal is. Let's just talk about this. She didn't have to respond publicly either. Yeah, she didn't have to respond either. Shout out to my super chatters. I'm going to get to you in just a moment. Appreciate you. So, yeah, there's nothing more to be said there. Whatchamacallit? Whoopi Goldberg has decided that she was going to leave Twitter. Now, let me ask y'all this. Does anybody care that Whoopi Goldberg is leaving Twitter? No. Nobody. I didn't even know you was on Twitter. I didn't know you. Here's the thing about leftists leaving the platform. Leftists leaving the platform is good for Twitter. Because you know who ruined Twitter? Leftists. Twitter was a beautiful utopia of freedom until the leftists showed up. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. They came and they ruined the platform. They ruined the platform. These are just facts. So now that they're leaving, good, go, bye, good riddance. They were also bad for business. They're bad for the stockholders. They're bad for people on the cap table. They're bad for investors. They're just bad for business. They're bad for America. They don't serve any good at all. I could spend an entire year trying to come up with something good that came from leftists, and I can't think of anything. They're just a cesspool of malignant rhetoric sought out to destroy humanity. That's all they are. They're annoying. They're annoying. And they're all single. Like, nobody wants you because you're annoying. Nobody wants you because you're mad annoying. Also, in regards to leftists leaving the platform, they weren't bringing any engagement. Going back to the investor talk, leftists don't bring any engagement to the platform. The only engagement leftists bring to the platform is stirring up the right. Let's just be honest. There's the only purpose that the leftists serve is the only engagement that they seem to stir is the right reacting to them. And I've spoken about this a bunch of times, how the right lives to react to the left. But other than that, nobody comes to the platform because it's oh, Whoopi's there. Nobody comes to the platform for anything having to do with leftists. Nobody. People leave the platform because of leftists. People got suspended because of leftists. We don't want them here. But they don't create an engagement. When we look at Trump drew up massive amount of engagement for the platform. He's great for business. He's great for me. He's great for everybody in the commentary business. People enjoyed his tweets. Nobody enjoys, even when we talk about vibrations, people, the leftists come to the platform, they just lower your vibrations because they're just bringing mad negative energy to the platform. Just that we got enough going on in our lives that we don't need more shit to worry about these leftists. It's just really irritating, yo. So I'm glad that Whoopi's leaving. I hope more people leave because then maybe we can have Twitter back into its peaceful, chaotic state. Notice how I said peaceful chaos. Those things are like antonyms, aren't they? But they're not. Chaos can also mean disorganization. When leftists came, they organized a platform around organizations and completely ostracized everyone who wanted an ounce of freedom. As such, destroyed our peace. Completely obliterated our peace. Shout out to the Rumble chat. Shout out to the YouTube chat. Appreciate you. Tony Nieves, shout out to the super chat. He said, "Hey, yo, Hotep. You see Michael Malice tweet about Stacey Abrams. Let's go ahead and hop into Stacey Abrams. Let's pull this up on the screen. Hold on a second. And then I'll let y'all call in and because really I want to talk about Stacey Abrams. This is just atrocious. Michael Malice. Let's see. Shout out to Michael Malice, by the way. Good friend of the show. What did he say about Stacey Abrams? Let's see. Matter of fact, I don't feel like looking for it. We'll play the video. In the meantime, can you just tag me on Twitter with it and I'll check my mentions? Just tag me on Twitter with the tweet about Stacey Abrams that you're talking about. And I'll pull it up on the screen. In the meantime, let's go ahead and hop to this video from NewsHack MSNBC. Very important clip here. Very important clip. Let me find the spot. Is it right here? Here it goes. Watch this. Fair use. Let's look at this.
No experience, but
Walker.
Herschel Walker has no experience, but in the end, I'm looking at a change in Washington, and to make a change, then we need a Republican senator, and that's why I voted for Herschel Walker.
Boom. 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 Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let's play it back one more time. This is such a wise man right here. Shout out to this guy. Shout out to the old man. Shout out to old man Withers. I don't know his name.
Feel about the Republican candidate Walker?
Herschel Walker has no experience, but in the end, I'm looking at a change in Washington, and to make a change, then we need a Republican senator, and that's why I voted for Herschel Walker.
Boom. Straight like that. Now, let's play this black woman real fast.
It's very disheartening to see that people are voting like this is a football game, and this is not a football game.
Yes, it is.
This is our lives they're talking about, so I'm disappointed.
You see, I think old man Withers had a great point. And this is the point I was making. Herschel Walker ain't the best Senate candidate. We know that. However, we need more Republican seats. We need more Republican seats. People have seen what happened under the Biden administration, and they are sick and they are tired, and they want a change in Washington. So if it means putting Herschel Walker in a Senate seat just to take that seat away from some Democrats, then that's what people are going to do. I would do the same thing. I said the same thing in regards to the Warnock Herschel Walker race. I'm voting for Herschel Walker. I know they both got some domestic disputes in their background. So it's really like the difference between, which domestic dispute individual do you want in Congress? The Democrat domestic dispute or the Republican? Give me the Republican domestic dispute, whatever. Just give me that one. Because we need those seats. You think we want more socialist and communist policies in Washington? You think we want Roe v. Wade not to be overturned? You think we're going to trust these people when it comes to mandates, when it comes to medical procedures and inoculations? You think we're going to trust these people, the same people that want to have us locked down, the same people that want us jabbed up? This is who we want? No, and I'm not saying the Republicans are perfect, because there's often times where they pass policies that are communist too. But it's choosing the lesser of two evils. And you say, people, I've said in the past, choosing the lesser of two evils makes you the third evil. But the left has gotten so far left, it's like, I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind. I didn't foresee the left getting this goddamn bad. This is beyond repair. So let's go to Keisha. Let's see what Keisha had to say.
When you listen to that first voter, it's all about power. It doesn't matter the candidate quality or anything. It's all about the power.
Yes, exactly. It's all about power. Correct, sir. What seems to be the problem?
Jonathan, not only is it disappointing, it's frightening, the thought of Herschel Walker representing the state of Georgia. When you compare him with Senator Warnock, someone who's worked across the aisle, someone who speaks intelligently, someone who speaks truthfully.
Yeah, I don't really care about all that, speaks intelligently stuff. Some of the most intelligent speaking people are some of the most evil. I trust them less. Give me some common folk, some people that just talk in plain English. Give me that. Don't give me some super educated individual. Oh, he talks so well. He talks so well. You know what that means when somebody talks so well? It means it's easier for them to lie to you.
It's frightening that voters across the...
Oh, he speaks so well. He speaks so well. The hell does that have to do with the policies? He speaks so well.
The state would support Herschel Walker. I don't underestimate the popularity of Herschel Walker. He helped Georgia win a Sugar Bowl many years ago, also a Heisman Trophy winner. But that does not mean he needs to represent us in the Senate.
Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does.
Had a long history, whether it be Democrats or Republican, of electing people of a certain intellect and ability. Herschel Walker doesn't offer any of that.
Listen, all this intellect and ability stuff, you can throw that out the window. I don't trust you smart motherfuckers.
And again, this is the reason people need to show up on election.
Now, keep in mind, She's talking about all surface things here. All of this stuff is surface issues. What does he speak like? Is he smart? How does he look? How does he act? No. What are the policies, Keisha? What's his platform, Keisha? You haven't mentioned a single policy, a platform, his thoughts and opinions on various issues and topics. You haven't mentioned any of that. None of that.
Day, and not think that this election is over because we've had a record number of people show up in the early vote. We've got to show up in record numbers on election day, or Herschel Walker could be the next senator from Georgia.
Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Herschel Walker, let's go. They scared, y'all. They are scared.
Let's talk about the governor's race. Stacey Abrams spoke with my colleague Ali Belshi yesterday on black voters in Georgia. Have a listen. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Black voters. Always a hot topic. Now look at this. Look at your screen. They're going to bring the Negroes up here, talk about black voters. And these are Negro wranglers that are supposed to get us in line. These are the ones that are supposed to think for us. Oh, we speak so well. We speak like the finest white man you can find in America. We're the ones you got to trust because we speak so well. Look at my tie. Look at my Windsor knot. These are the people. Look at my neat haircut. My low cut. I can be trusted.
While the polls are always going to...
I just want to know why Stacey Abrams won't get a gap closed. Like, I don't have the finest looking teeth, but my teeth are flawed, and I fully plan on getting braces at some point because I just want a better smile. I would like a nice clean smile all the way around from every angle. She got that big gap. I'm just wondering why she doesn't close it. Maybe that's why people don't vote for her, because it's just like, you know, her teeth don't look nice. And this is a very common thing in marketing. A very common thing in marketing. In fact, if you want to be great for TV, you got to get your teeth fixed. A great example of that is my homie, 50 Cent. 50 Cent went and got him some new teeth. Career took off. If you notice, people, Cardi B got some new teeth. Took off. Fix your teeth, people. It's an investment. Fix your teeth. I don't has nothing to do with her weight. I mean, why do you think Whoopi Goldberg's been on TV for so long? She's not the most attractive person, but she got a good smile. She fixed her teeth. I don't know why she won't fix her teeth. She got money, obviously. And that's not a diss. I'm just wondering why she won't fix them. Because if I had a gap, I'd just go get braces. I got gaps in the side of my teeth. I want to get them fixed. I hate looking at them when I see myself on screen. I don't have a perfect smile. I want one.
Tell the story you want to see. What we know is that the untold story is that this is a tight race. It is neck and neck. Black men have increased their participation
It's not neck and neck. You losing, baby.
rates by 52% over 2018. 2% over 20 is neck and neck. Black men have increased their participation rates by 52%.
So black men have increased their participation rate by 52%, which isn't saying much because we don't tend to participate much at all. So like, you know, if you go from, 1 to 1.5, that's 52%.
Over 2018. And I do not believe it's because of a deep well of enthusiasm for my opponent. We know that black voters are often discounted. And unfortunately, this year, black men have
So she said they're not getting involved because of her opponent. It's some other reason.
been a very
And why you ain't winning?
targeted population for misinformation. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve.
Wait, what? Wait, what did she just say? Wait.
Very targeted population for misinformation.
Okay, so we're a targeted population for misinformation. Black men. Targeted population. I guess, is she saying by Republicans? And the other thing is they never say what information, but let's continue.
Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve.
Wait. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm a visual learner. Why they want what they deserve. What? misinformation for why they want what they deserve. Misinformation for why they want what they deserve. Okay. I can remove that. So misinformation for why we want what we want. So we don't know why we want what we want. We're dealing with misinformation. So the misinformation is not a what, but it's a why. So here's some misinformation, and we're going to change why you want the things that you want, but not the what of the things that you want, the why you want these things. That does not make any sense. I'm losing brain cells at this point. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Rumble chat, YouTube chat, correct me if I'm wrong here. That don't make any sense, right? Type Hotep in the chat if that makes absolutely no sense. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me what this means. I'm going to open up phone lines, matter of fact. Let's just go ahead and open up phone lines now. Because I only got about 10 minutes left here. And then maybe you guys can explain this to me. Let me go ahead and give y'all the phone number. This is wild. 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. 202-596-5631. What? What? All right, let's go back.
And so, Mayor Bottoms, I picked up on that because I'm just wondering, Stacey Abrams' focus on the misinformation that's being targeted at black men. And it makes me wonder, is she not getting the black support she needs in her race against Brian Kemp?
Listen, Jonathan, I think that Stacey is spot on with that. I listen as my kids watch NBA highlights and whatever else they watch on YouTube.
See, she just told on herself right there. Hold on, let me answer this caller real fast.
Call from
Sketch Therapy.
You on the line with Hotep Jesus? Talk to me. What up, Sketch?
I'm trying to figure this out too. The only thing, well, first of all, how you doing? Hope you're good.
I'm good.
Shout out to everybody out there. Blessings to everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure this out. And why? Why do you want what? Or why do you want stability, family, and a good economy? Why do you want that? Well, the why should be family. The why should be stability. They're going to say, no, you want it because of past oppression. They want to change the why, maybe. I don't know. Does that sound like their methodology?
Oh, you want what you want because white people are racist. You want what you want because Republicans are racist. Oh, that's what they're trying to say here. They want to change the why. Oh. Wow.
Why do you want a home? Why do you want a house? Well, because you want to Hotep and build, because you want to be a stable provider, because you want to be a pillar of the community. No. Why you want those things is because of racism. That's what the only thing that makes sense to me, because they would try to twist the why.
Yeah.
They want to twist your motivations. That's what they always want.
They want to twist your motivations.
Make you into a victim instead of a stable provider.
Right. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Hey man, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling. You just put that everything into perspective, man.
Service, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill, bro. Oh my God. Wow. Let's go back.
I hear the misinformation being piped in. My 12-year-old, my 14-year-old son, my 20-year-old is getting it. So
she said her sons are getting it while they watching NBA clips and NBA highlights. That's the first problem. Obviously, you're not controlling the content that your kids watch. Obviously, they don't need to be watching that NBA and basketball. It's toxic. Unless they're basketball players, I guess. And, that's how they, study up for their athletics. Oh shit, I did it again.
Call from
Inside of the Ages.
Yo, Insight, what up, bro? You on the line?
Hey, I just wanted to say thanks again for what you're doing. The last caller was 100% right. One other thing she said in there is how black folks are being targeted by misinformation.
Yeah.
So y'all aren't smart enough to understand, when a white man is trying to trick you.
Yeah.
It's really freaking. I don't know, everything this lady does. The whole. I can't say it enough. The last caller was right, and I just wanted to add that second step that she thinks everybody's stupid, and we know that men, really it's ultimately an attack on men. Men in general. If they can keep black men and white men from building, that's a win for them. So
the distraction industry.
I'll leave it at that.
The distraction industry. I love that. Thanks for calling in, bro. Good insight.
Yep.
Hotep and Bill. Oh man, I love that one. I love that take.
There's definitely.
My son's just watching the NBA. Like, if your kids are getting information from the NBA, like, it's not about misinformation. It's about the fact that you can't control the information that they're getting.
A target toward African American men, not just to give them misinformation, but to make them so discouraged that they won't show up to vote.
I don't think black men need any help being discouraged to vote. I really don't think so. I don't know where she got that from. And the thing is, she makes these claims without any like evidence. Like, there's no backup evidence to any of this. Like, where's your evidence to back that claim that black men are dealing with misinformation? What misinformation? Show me an example. Show me what people are saying and show me who's saying it. When I do my streams, I always give you sources, the who, what, when, why, here, how, and multiple pieces of evidence to back my claims. I don't just make bold claims and just keep it pushing. No, that's not what I do. And this is what these people do because they know people don't think and they're just going to believe whatever they say. Let me rewind it a few steps right here just to analyze this.
There is definitely a target toward African American men, not just to.
Wait, hold on a second. The NBA is like leftist. How could the NBA be providing any misinformation when they're on your side? The NBA is completely on the side of the left. So what is he talking about? Where is this misinformation coming from? Yo, she just pulled that out of her ass.
Give them misinformation, but to make them so discouraged that they won't show up to vote. And again,
I mean, you just look at what we've been dealing with in various communities and the way Democrats have run the inner cities. Why would you want to vote? It seems like it's hopeless. What's your track record?
I've been a candidate before. I've been in this.
Yeah, this is gaslighting.
Position before. Going into my race as mayor 5 years ago, I was 7 points down in the polls going into the week of the election, and I won by more.
She has a wonderful nose, by the way. I don't know if that's the nose she was born with or she got it done. She has a really nice nose based upon European beauty standards.
More than 800 votes because people showed up to vote. So while we are looking at numbers that are encouraging.
And her teeth look nice. She has nice teeth. So maybe that's why, she's winning and Stacey isn't. And she doesn't look like she has obesity problems either.
People showed up to vote. So while we are looking down in the polls going into the week of the election, and I won by more than 800 votes because people showed up to vote. So while we are looking at numbers that are encouraging, I've read this morning that the African American vote was around 29% in early vote. There's still so many more people.
The black vote is at 29%. Yo, the black vote is at. This is why I be telling people, it's like, oh, black people vote Democrat. No, black people don't even vote. Don't say black people vote Democrat, because black people don't even vote. So in early voting, we're at 29%.
People out there who can show up to vote. And remember the goal is not just to try and get them to vote for Brian Kemp or get people to vote for Herschel Walker. A victory for Republicans can be if African American voters stay at home. And that is something that we cannot do on Election Day.
I mean, I don't understand that statement either. I maybe she's seeing something I'm seeing different, but I haven't seen Republicans campaigning for black men to stay home. They're running a black man. They're running a black man, you know, for Senate. I don't understand that. I do see them pushing for Brian Kemp. I did see Killer Mike. We did a story on Killer Mike before. I did see Killer Mike pushing for Kemp, or at least I don't want to say he was pushing for Kemp, but he did, you know, meet with Kemp, et cetera, which I'm sure helps his chances. But here's the thing. Here's what it comes down to. Did Stacey Abrams go visit King Randall's school, X for Boys? Did he? She didn't. Brian Kemp did. Brian Kemp went to an all-black boys school, visited them, talked to the founder, found out the needs, wants, and desires, had some discourse. Why did the Democrats never showed up for that? How come when King Randall went on Roland Martin tried to attack him, tried to berate him, tried to talk down to him, when the kid's out here putting in the work? Kid's less than 25 years old, got his own school, doing something positive in the community, and we're like neglecting him. You would think a black kid opens up a school for black boys and, you know, the Democrats would rush in to help. It's not the case. Why? They said this black boy doesn't deserve our help because he's aligned with the right, because they've seen him stand next to MAGA Republicans. So therefore, we shouldn't help him. So all that race shit goes out the window. This ain't about race. This ain't about race. This ain't about being black. This is about politics. And that's why I hate when they pull this whole black card, because their idea of being black is homogenous. It's not heterogeneous. It's not. It's based upon whatever they deem black people should do. They're not saying, oh, okay, he's a Republican, we don't care, we want to help black people. That's not the case. So when they pull this whole black race card thing, I just can't take it serious. I really can't take it serious. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Art Dog, you said Republicans are not the full answer, but Democrats are definitely the problem. I like that. Republicans are not the answer, but Democrats are definitely the problem. He said, I'm voting all the way red. I'm voting red all the way tomorrow. Uh-oh. Y'all heard what that black man said. He said he voting red all the way down the board tomorrow. Jonah Ryan said, I posted my response to Candace. The Hotep Been Told You group on Twitter. The problem is Warmarket Ben won't see it. Okay, where is this? What is it? You got to go to communities or some shit like that, right? Communities. Hotep Been Told You. Where we at? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, I forgot what this whole conversation was about. Anyway, thank you for that. Jonah Ryan said, I posted my response. Okay, Inside the Ages, nothing beats SA's face, Stacey Abrams' face, when Joe said no to VP. Yo, you're going to be useful when you're useful to Democrats, and when you're not, you're just not. It's just the facts. Those are just the facts. You get me? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for another stream. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 2 p.m. for another presentation. Actually, tomorrow's election grift day. We'll be having a marathon for election night, starting tomorrow, 8 p.m. We got a special guest, Sonny Johnson, our resident political analyst expert, Olivia Rondeau, and others joining us tomorrow for the election night coverage. So make sure you tune in. It'll be myself, Uncle Hotep, and Candace Hotep hosting with a bunch of special guests. I hope you guys tune in and catch the stream, and I'll get that set up so it'll be scheduled. You guys can go ahead and add your notifications, etc., etc. Shout out to my Rumble people. We will be dual streaming on Rumble, but you have to go to the Hotep's Been Told You channel for the dual stream for Rumble. So, because all the united content between Hoteps will be on the Hotep's Been Told You channel. So, rumble.com/user/Hotep's Been Told You. And you can, if you go to my account, you can see I'm following them. You can follow that account. So, subscribe to the Hotep's Been Told You account. Also, Hotep's Been Told You, the show on Thursday nights will be streamed on Rumble to that account as well. I appreciate all of our listeners and Hotep and Bill.
You hear a lot of people say this, and I totally agree with it. They say, fail fast, and it's so true. But it also ties into the procrastination conversation. What is procrastination? Procrastination is nothing more than the delay of the gifts that God is ready to present us with. And we're saying, no, we're not ready for those. How about tomorrow? Because when you're on your path, you're doing what you need to do, you tend to be in alignment, and the gifts come abundantly. So that's why sometimes we say, hey, fail fast, because if you started the project last Monday, you would have found out that the piece that is missing takes a week to come in the mail, and now your whole project's been pushed back a week. You can't even start. But if you started on Monday, you knew, oh, I'm missing this piece, so it'll be here next Monday, and now you can begin working on your project. Fail fast ties into procrastination very quickly. Also, you have a lot of people that are afraid to fail. They're afraid to make mistakes. But you have to make mistakes. You have to fail. That's the only way you learn. That's the only way you gain experience. So I want people to fail. I want people to mess up. Don't be afraid of messing up. A lot of people want perfection straight out the gate. You know, you start a podcast or a show, and the first one, they want it to be perfect straight out the gate. That's not possible. Just go. Done is better than perfect. Fail fast.